A replenishment system is a means to decide for the organization when to order and how much to order. When to order basically means the time of ordering, while how much to order basically means the quantity that is required to be ordered. The time of ordering can either be according to the stock level when the refilling on the or the replenishment action is to be initiated when the stock level drops down a prefixed level, or it can be according to be a prefixed time scale, that is every week or a certain month, and the quantity to be ordered can either be fixed or it can be variable. Based on these two concepts of replenishment systems, the two main systems of replenishments are the fixed order quantity system and the fixed order interval system. Fixed order quantity system is also called the fixed order system, or a minimum or a maximum system, or a reordering point system. And a fixed order interval system is basically called a two-bin system. We'll come back to what these two means in later on slides, but this is for the time being what we mean by replenishment system. As I previously said, the fixed order quantity system is also called the fixed order system. There are some certain characteristics of a fixed order quantity system, which is that the reordering quantity is always the same, which is usually the same of that of economic ordering quantity. The time interval between two delivery is not constant. It might vary from time to time. Another assumption is that reordering level equals to the safety stock plus the average consumption during lead time. Lead time practically means the time taken for an organization to receive the product from the time of ordering and the time of receiving. Replenishment action is initiated only when the stock on hand is just sufficient to meet the demand during the lead time. Safety stock is kept to take care of the increase in demand during the lead time, as well as to meet the demand when lead time is extended. These are a few characteristics, or you can say assumptions, of the fixed order quantity system. Now, how the system works? The stock of an item under this particular system is replenished when it approaches or falls below a prefixed level, which we have talked about. We call it as reordering level. The reordering quantity in this particular system is fixed and is usually the same of that of economic ordering quantity. To operate this system, the minimum stock, the reordering point, and the standard reordering quantity requires to be prefixed. The minimum stock is intended to absorb the random and unpredictable disturbances due to the variation in usage rate, any delay taken in for delivery by the suppliers, and any rejections in the incoming consignments. The reordering level is located somewhere above the minimum level. The exact location, however, of the reordering level depends on the lead time and the demand rate of that item. Reordering level is that level to which, should I say, when the stock falls, replenishment action is required to be taken. Basically, this system is very simple and very easy to operate. The daily issues of each item are posted in its stock card, and the stock balance is worked out for the item and is compared with the reordering level after a certain point of time. Replenishment action, as I have already said, is initiated only when the item falls or go below the reordering level. Otherwise, the decision is postponed until the next follow-up has been completed. You can see from the chart here, whatever I have discussed up to this point of time, the reordering level or the purchase lead time or the safety stock, what will be the quantity, what will be the economic lot size, all these are practically well described in this particular graph. This is as well as the representation or you can say the graphical representation of the reordering level system or the fixed order quantity system. The basic parameters that are required in case of this fixed order quantity system are, you can see here, if small m is taken to be the minimum stock per unit or it is described in units, capital L to be the lead time in days, weeks or months, and C or capital C is the consumption of daily, weekly or monthly. So as I have previously said in the workings of the system, that reordering quantity is basically same as that of the economic ordering quantity. So the reordering level formula will be the minimum stock plus the lead time into the consumption during that lead time. So it will be M plus L into C. The maximum stock, capital M, will be the minimum stock plus the EOQ or the reordering quantity. Average inventory formula will be treated here as capital I, which is the average inventory of the maximum and the minimum quantity. So here that is half of capital M plus small m. If we replace capital M or the maximum stock with small m plus the economic ordering quantity, we definitely get the formula back into small m plus Q0 or economic ordering quantity divided by 2. So these are the formulas which we will be requiring while solving any kind of sum based on this fixed order quantity system. Let us consider an example of the fixed order quantity system. A monthly consumption of a particular item having the unit price of rupees 1 has been estimated to be 300 units. The inventory carrying cost and the procurement cost for the company have been computed at 18% and rupees 36 per order respectively. Stock records show that this particular item can normally be procured within a period of generally 1 month. If the organization adheres to the policy of 1 month safety stock, we have to find out from the above given values the reordering level, the minimum level, the maximum level and the average inventory. Coming to the solution of the previous example given, the first thing that we need to do is find out the EOQ. Why do we need to find out the economic ordering quantity? Because the economic ordering quantity is basically, or should I say in a reverse way, the reordering quantity is usually the same as that of the economic ordering quantity. And as we know, from the relation of economic ordering quantity, that the quantity can just be found out by the following formula, which is 2 into S into CP divided by CU into I, where S generally talks about the consumption of an item, CP talks about the cost of procurement, CU talks about the cost per unit of that particular product, and I is the inventory carrying cost. So the economic ordering quantity can be found out by 2 into S into CP divided by CU into I root over of that particular thing. So if we put back the values which we have here, where the consumption is 300, into 12, as consumption should be talked about as the yearly consumption. The cost of procurement per order is 36. The cost per item is generally rupees 1, and inventory carrying cost is 18%. So we have taken it to be 0.18. Calculating that, we generally get back the ordering quantity or the economic ordering quantity to be 1200, and this 1200 will also be taken as the reordering quantity of that particular product. So moving on to the next terms that we need to find out, the minimum level, or we can easily say it to be the safety stock, is already given to be the equal of 1 month's consumption, which is 300, while the reordering level can easily be talked about as the safety stock plus the lead time consumption, where the lead time consumption is also 1 month's consumption and safety stock is also 1 month's consumption. So definitely 300 plus 300 should give us the value of 600 units. The maximum level should somewhere be the calculation of safety stock plus the EOQ ordering quantity, which is 300, and previously we have calculated the economic ordering quantity to be 1200, and taking that to be it, we are talking about 1500 units. And the average inventory, when we have talked about it in the formula part, we have talked about the average of maximum and minimum stock, and maximum and minimum stock can also be shifted to this particular formula of if I take average inventory to be small m plus Q0 divided by 2, where the minimum level of stock maintenance is 300 and the Q0 we have talked about to be the economic ordering quantity at 1200 divided by 2. Adding the values up, we should be getting somewhere the average inventory to be 900 units. Now moving on to the fixed order interval system, the second system that we will be talking about in replenishment system. As I have previously mentioned, that fixed order interval system is also called the order cycling system or the periodic ordering system, or definitely it is also called the two-bin system. The few assumptions or the characteristics of this fixed order interval system are: the order interval is fixed either for each item or for a particular group of item. The forecast is made of the average consumption during the review period. If we take the review period to be R and the consumption to be C, so definitely the consumption during review period will somewhere downline to be R into C. And the lead time consumption, where if we take the lead time to be L and the lead time or the consumption at that particular time to be C, so lead time consumption can also be treated as L into C. Safety stock is added, as we have talked about. I'll come back to the formulas later on, but safety stock is added to the above stock to take care of the kind of disruptions like the variations in the consumption during the review period and the lead time. So if we can say that maximum level of stock is basically maintained based on that. Again, I'll be coming back to the formulas in the next slide. Stock of the item is generally reviewed at periodic interval, and the quantity which will bring the stock in hand plus the stock on order up to the maximum level which is ordered. Average inventory in this system equals to the safety stock plus the half of average usage of the particular product during one cycle. So these are the kind of characteristics that are associated with this fixed order interval system. Let's talk about the formulas associated with the fixed order interval system. Under fixed order interval system, as I have previously mentioned, I was mentioning and I stopped right there. Let's talk about it elaborately. the maximum level of a particular item will certainly be the minimum stock plus the consumption during the review period and the lead time. If we take the maximum level to be capital N, M, and minimum stock to be small m, we have talked about the review period consumption and lead time consumption to be RC and LC. So definitely if we take it to be RC plus LC, reordering quantity or Q can definitely be obtained in two parameters. What are the two parameters? One parameter is that when lead time is less than review time. When lead time, again I am repeating, when lead time is less than review time, at that point the reordering quantity is the maximum stock held by the organization minus the stock actually held at the time of review. If we take the inventory to be held at the time of review to be IH, then the reordering quantity Q should be M, capital M minus IH. Now coming back to the second assumption, if the lead time is more than that of the review period, then what happens? The formula of M minus IH just changes to IO plus IH, where IO is the order which we have ordered, which is in transit but have not received yet. So the formula then transfers to Q equals to M minus IO plus IH. And the last but not the least, the average inventory formula. The average inventory formula I can be, as I said, can be talked about as half of maximum stock plus minimum stock, where we talk about minimum stock to be small m plus maximum stock to be M minus L into C. So if we talk about capital M again, so capital M again can be treated as small m plus RL into C minus LC. So subsequently the formula reverts back to small m plus RC divided by 2. You can again cross check the particular thing which I have done and which I have shown here. You can cross check it in your own copy. Taking an example from the fixed order interval system, we can take an example of the following as the monthly consumption of an item which is costing rupees 12 each is estimated at an average of 400 number per month. The procurement cost per order and the inventory carrying cost are estimated at rupees 36 per order and 1.5% per month respectively. The above said item can normally be procured within a period of 1 month. Safety stock is equivalent to half of the lead time consumption and is considered sufficient to take care of the increase in demand or the extension of lead time. Assuming review period of 1 month, we have to find out the fixed order interval systems operations. We have to find out the reordering quantity if the stock on hand at the time of first review is 650, and what could be the reordering quantity at the time of second review if stock in hand is 200 and the quantity ordered previously is to be received. Now coming back to the solution part here, we have seen from the given sum that the review period is of 1 month. The maximum level we can say that which is treated as capital M is equals to M plus RL into C. So the minimum level or the small m is practically safety stock. That is, we have talked about it in the previous slide itself, which is half of the lead time consumption. So if we now consider every single month we are taking in 400 units. So 400 units should be the review period consumption, and that is also the lead time consumption. So I can definitely say that 400 divided by 2 or 200 units becomes our safety stock or the minimum stock. Coming back from the sum itself, we as I have just said, from the sum itself we can see that review period and the lead time is both of 1 month. So R and C, R and L, my pardon, R and L are practically each of 1 month. So the consumption of per month, if I take out to be capital C, that is 400 units. So the maximum stock, which is minimum stock plus R plus L into C, if that is it, so 2 into 400 plus 200 should give me the maximum stock level to be 1000. So this is up to this point of time the fixed order interval system operation. This is this. Coming back to the second part of the sum here, where it was said that a reordering quantity needs to be found out if the stock on hand at the time of first review is 650. So if we go back to that particular thing here, if it is a first review, then definitely we have zero stock in the pipeline. No stock has been ordered yet of now. So if I take the stock to be in pipeline to be IP, which was very similar as I0 in the formula given, if I replace I0 with IP, so IP becomes 0 and the maximum level is 1000. And it has been said in this particular sum that during first level or first review the stock in hand is 650. So IH, or the stock while holding the first review, is practically 650. So if we deduct 650 from the maximum stock here, that is the quantity that needs to be ordered, that is 350 units. Coming back to the second part, where reordering quantity needs to be found out at the time of second review. Now if we are talking about the second review here, if I say in the first review I have ordered 350 units. So when I have ordered 350 units, that has not been reached during the second review. If that has not reached our second review, the pipeline inventory is definitely 350 units. If it is 350 units, the I0, which I have now transferred back to IP, is 350. And while it has been given that in the sum that while the second review the stock on hand is 200 units. So if that is IH, so 350 plus 200 gives us IH plus IP or I0 previously. So that is 550 units. If we deduct the 550 units from the maximum stock here, which is again at 1000, 450 units should be the ordering quantity during the second review. This is how we solve the fixed order interval system.